Something you mentioned about Kangaroo School and the level at which it was at. I can comfortably say it was at the level where currently we see the likes of Kinamangu, Alliance at that time.
Yes. Kangaroo School was very prestigious school then. Even today, it's still a good school, but of course, those days it was both mixed. It was mixed. It was both girls and boys.
Did the interaction? I mean, the people you're going to school with are the minister's children, the haves in the society, and here you are. You don't have even school fees. You have literally just hustled your way into the school. How was the environment? Was it receptive, or did you feel intimidated by the people that you were with in school?
Thank you very much. Surprisingly enough, those days we did not have the kind of arrogance that is there today, where a child is telling you, my father is a minister, my father is this. Those days it wasn't like that. So I never felt intimidated at all. But again, I think my personality, and then even today, I don't think I allow myself. One thing I don't do is I don't know how to compare myself with other people, because when you compare yourself with other people, that's when you start feeling very intimidated. So I never learned that behavior, and I did it. Nevertheless, at Kangaroo, I had some girls that were very, very helpful. They supported me through school. I had Olive, I had Asunta, I had Rachel, who were helping me. They were also giving me personal effects. And during visiting day, because now my people would not come all the way to Kangaroo to visit, I would never suffer. I knew my 3 girls will be visited. And I knew Charity Muturi will help me. When she's visited, I knew she will give me some chapati. Rachel will give me chapati, Asunta and Olive. I knew they would give me chapati. And of course, chapati those days was the main thing. Again, I was never intimidated.
Initially, in your imagination and goals, you had gone there to do pure sciences.
Yes.
You ended up with mathematics, geography, and economics.
Yes.
Did you feel discouraged? Did you feel like a part of your goals had not been met? And how did you embrace it to a point where it didn't affect your performance overall?
Well, I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't do physics and chemistry. But again, you see, I think somehow God helped me. I learned that you cannot eat your cake and still want to have it. I went to school a second term. I was explained that physics and chemistry was a bit technical, and it was going to be difficult for me to make up. So I did not have a problem per se to now shift to geography and economics. I didn't like geography at all, actually, at all. To date, I trained in geography even as a teacher. I'm supposed to be a teacher of geography, but in total, the amount of time that I have done, it is not a year, not even a year. It can't even be 6 months. I always escaped. I always avoided geography. I'm trying to say this. I wasn't affected because I understood that I was coming from a place of having challenges of reporting the second term, and it was not possible for me to do physics and chemistry.
You know, it's interesting because for us, we have to look at it and understand that we don't always get what we want in life. But sometimes someone told me, if you don't get what you want, you can as well want what you get.
Yes, I guess I did the second one. I wanted what I got.
Yes.
And so I moved on. I actually moved on.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, how was the performance at Kangaroo? Finishing?
The performance was very good then, even today. But I missed out. Remember, I went term 2, so I missed quite a bit of content. Then number 2, I did not take my best subjects.
Oh.
I took especially geography that I really did not like.
Right.
So because of that, I am hoping that I'm not explaining my not going to campus. I missed to get points enough to take me to the university. I missed the university. I missed direct university with the 2 points.
Wow.
Yes.
So did that plunge you into repeating, or?
No, that's another story.
Yes.
Now, in those days, the results used to come out, I think, around much later in the year, around March. That was Form 6.
Yes.
So, during the holiday, now after I've cleared Form 6, I am home and I'm just thinking, do I really want to sit here until March when the results will be out and then see whether I'll go to the university or not? I decided that I was going to look for a job. So I wrote an application.
Wait. So your results are not even out?
Yes, our results are not out. The results normally come out, those days used to come out in March. So schools are going back in January, after Christmas and New Year. So I tell myself, before the schools open, let me look for something to do. So then getting teaching job was not as difficult as it is today. And again, I was a Form 6. So Form 6 leavers, it was easier for them to get teaching job. So I knew of a girl in my church,
yes,
who was going to a certain school in Chuka. And I said, why don't I just write an application letter? So I wrote an application letter. And you know what? I think
for people who don't understand, I need you to make us understand. Your home is Embu, Runyenjes.
Yes. My home is Embu, Runyenjes, yes.
And this girl goes to a school in Chuka. How many kilometers is that?
I did not even know where the school was. I had no clue.
You just knew of a place called Chuka.
All I knew was this girl in my church is in I think she was in Form 2 or something. Is
right.
In Form 2 in a school in Chuka called this name. That's all I knew. I did not know anything else.
Did you know that they had any vacancy?
No.
So how was your application? Was your application just blind, or?
I was just looking for a job if there's a vacancy to teach.
How did you go about that application?
Now, interesting. I wrote the letter. I wrote the application letter.
That is a handwritten.
Yes, handwritten. Those days we didn't have computers and printing and photocopying and those things. They were not there. So I did a handwritten letter in dirty foolscap because I didn't have foolscap.
Yes.
I never put that letter in an envelope. It was handwritten. Na nimebeba na mkono. So I went to that girl's home a Saturday before the schools opened on Monday. I found her in the coffee plantation. They were farming. So I went to where she was in the coffee plantation and told her, I'm bringing for you this letter. You go taking to your head mistress. Those days it was head mistress. So she took the letter. She napanga.
As dirty as it was.
It was dirty already from my hands.
And then you found her in a farm.
Yes, and I found her in the farm. So she picked the letter,
yes,
and good enough. She was kind. The following that is Sunday, then Monday she was going to school. She went with the letter and gave out to the secretary. And me, I rested. I mean, not even resting. I never followed it up. I was just trying.
Yes.
Guess what? That Friday, the school needed a teacher. The school is called Magondo. They needed a teacher who can teach maths and physics and can train netballers and referee. Guess what? I could teach maths because I had done maths.
Yes.
I did physics. Remember, I was supposed to go and do physics in Form 5.
Yes, so in high school you knew physics.
I knew physics. I was very good in physics.
Yes.
So I fitted maths, I fitted physics, I fitted netball because I used to be a player of netball.
Yes.
And I was a coach. So
how much of a coincidence is that?
The handles.
I mean, these people didn't even know you.
Yes.
You didn't know them.
Yes.
You applied from
Bright.
your imagination.
Yes.
Actually, it was just your imagination.
Yes.
Now, there's an interesting story of how they now got back to you.
Yes.
I need us to hear that story.
Now, they need all this, and there's a teacher here who is meeting the requirement.
Yes.
Now, how do they get this teacher? Those are not the days of phone and the days of Facebook, the days of whatever, where you go and trace somebody on social media.
When you said Facebook, it had to be real face-to-face.
Yes, it was face-to-face. So, now it happens that the headmistress comes from some place, Runyenjes. Comes from some place, Runyenjes, some other place there.
And in your letter,
I didn't know.
in your letter, there's one thing I need to understand. Because when we were writing official letters, we could put down PO box something.
I did not even put PO box. I only sent the name of the school and the chuka.
And how was your imagination of reference back to you? Or you had imagined the same way it went, it will come back?
Let me tell you what innocence is. Innocence will just make you do crazy things.
True.
And I think that is what faith is. Faith is a substance of things hoped for, things not seen.
True.
Yani, I almost equate, it is not equal, but I equate faith with innocence, where you are doing something just innocent and you are believing that it is going to happen. I had no idea how they will look for me.
You had not even given them an idea of where you come
Nothing.
from.
I only wrote my address, and my address was Gitare Primary School, PO Box, Runyenjes.
Done.
So on Friday, that lady, the headmistress, sends the husband to come and trace this lady who went to Gitare Primary School and comes from Gitare. So the guy goes to Runyenjes and stops somewhere. He used to drive, stops somewhere, that's on Friday, and goes to somebody there and says and asks, do you know anyone who comes from Gitare? So Akambio, huyo Kadei comes from Gitare. So Mr. Njage goes to Kadei and asks Kadei, I'm looking for this girl from Gitare by this name. Could you be knowing her?
Is he carrying your letter at that time?
No, he just
the name.
Just the name. He's not even saying why he's looking for her.
Yes.
Yes. So could you be knowing her by this name, and just saying the name Masi Igoki? That's my niece. See, we are in the same place, the same space. Oh, she applied for a job, and I would want her to report on Sunday. That, remember, today is Friday. So she's supposed to, this lady now is supposed to be reporting on Sunday, and Mr. Njage will wait for her at Runyenjes so that he can go with this lady to the school. So my uncle leaves Runyenjes, comes home to look for me. Mercy, to call her husband was so and so. Now the name is even the name of the mistress is being given to me. She comes from where some place. And I seem to know the place, but I don't know the lady. Okay, now, do I even have clothes? I went to my neighbor, a lady called Modon. The same Modon who gave me clothes to go to school. She's the one, and the one who gave me a dress to go to Kangaroo.
She actually gave you uniform to go to your high school.
Yes.
And again to Kangaroo school.
Yes.
Hey.
She came from a very stable family, and we were very, very good friends.
Yes.
And it's a very, very kind family.
Are you still in touch with her today?
Yes. Once in a while we do.
Awesome.
Yes. So now, Modoni, I went to Modoni. Modoni gave me 5 sets of clothes. 5 dresses for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
wow.
Friday, as I wait to get money and buy more clothes. That is how I got my first employment as a teacher. And I was hosted by the headmistress, Mrs. Joan Njage. She hosted me in her house.
In her personal space?
Yes, in her own house. Gave me food because I had nothing.
Yes.
I had nothing. You need a jiko or something. I had completely nothing. I only had 5 dresses that I had been given. and the blankets and bed sheets that I had come with from my high school.
Yes.
So Mrs. Jagi hosted me in her house, gave me food, gave me everything until the end of the month when I was paid. Those days we were being paid 3,000 at the end of the month, and I was able to buy a few other things, a stove and some paraffin and some sufurias and all that to start my house as a UT, as an
untrained teacher. I think there's a good number of us who will not understand how much 3,000 would do at that point. Give us an equivalent, like that would have been meant like someone who is earning how much?
3,000 today, because even trained teachers from college, they were earning 3,000 and some 400. It was equivalent today. It's equivalent to about 30,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I would feed on that. I would buy clothes.
Yes.
I would buy clothes, buy paraffin, buy food, buy everything, and I would be able to go home and I would be able to give my grandfather something. There's a lot of money.
So at least now, grandfather's sewing machine is not going to waste. He must have been very proud of you at that point.
He was very proud, and I also tried to. I tried to be a good child, and I did my best while they were alive.
Yes.
I mean, they actually considered me as their own child. I even inherited a piece of that. That is how tight and close we were. I tried my best to be a good child.
Yes.
Yes.
Your headmistress ended up pushing you towards your career advancement.
Yes. Now I am there. I'm there. Okay. That was back 1988, and I did a whole year. In between, when the results came out, and I confirmed that I was not going to the university. Now my headmistress, she really pleaded with me to repeat. But did I want to go through the same stories again? The handles were too many.
If you had repeated, would it have meant that you had to relinquish your day job?
Yeah, of course. If I repeated, it would mean I go to a boarding school. It would mean I go back to school. So I lose my job. That's one.
Yes.
Number two, I start asking for fees again.
Yes.
And remember, I've come from a place where I did not have school fees. So in my own judgment, I didn't want to repeat. It was going to be too difficult again for me. So I thought, since I already had a job and I was doing very well, I had very good relationship with the teachers and with everyone, I said, no, I don't want to repeat.
Yeah, I would imagine, because if I've been begging all my life and I'm at least seeing a shilling, I can imagine from her point of view it would have been maybe disappointing, but as much as it also affected the speed of your career, I really understand where you came from.
Yes, that's where I came from. Of course, if it was today, if I had help, I think repeating would have been easier, because I would have made my life very easy. I ended up doing so many years in school just because I didn't go to university directly. But again, I'm not competing with anyone.
True.
And I wasn't competing with anyone. So I take my own path, take my own journey, and I'm good. So I have no regrets whatsoever.
So how long were you at that school for?
I was in the school 88, 89. Then end of 89, I went to college. Now I applied. Now when I was still there, I didn't know that I was a good teacher.
Right.
But Mrs. Jage saw a good teacher in me.
Mm-hmm.
And she really insisted on me to apply to go to college.
So that now you can shed off the title untrained teacher into a fully professional teacher.
Yes, to go to college.
Right.
So I applied, I did interview, and I was called to go to college. So I went to college in Siriba, that's Maseno, current Maseno, but then it was Siriba Teachers College, but I was going to do a diploma. So I did my diploma up to Nanti when I graduated, and placement, I was placed, okay, she requested, those days it was easy, she requested TSC to place me back in her school. I was a very good teacher, and I really had a good relationship with her.
I want to walk just one step behind, one little bit. So yes, you've applied and done an interview for the college. Then you are now relocating from Chuka all the way to Maseno.
Yes.
Which is in Nyanza province.
Yes.
And so do you have to pay for the tuition fees, or how was that going?
Life was different then.
Right.
Yes. Actually, maybe I need to mention this.
Yes.
When I was still teaching at Mawondo, I got a boyfriend. Yes, I got a boyfriend.
Yes.
Another long story.
Yes.
So I am going to Siriba. So we are not paying school fees. We are not paying school fees. In fact, we used to get some pocket money. We used to get some little boom.
Okay.
So
what now we call help?
No, it wasn't help either.
But it was the equivalent.
It was, help is a loan. But then that was not a loan.
So it's like you're being given an allowance by the government to be in school.
Yes, I'm being given an allowance by the government to be in school.
Okay,
so
now
I had that allowance. That's number one. Then number two, I had my boyfriend who was helping me out, especially on fare.
Was he working?
Yes.
Okay.
Another very long story. Then number three, I was a senator. I was a students leader.
All right.
Yes. So every meeting that we had, we used to get some allowance, some payment. So while I was in college, I didn't have plenty, yes, but I wouldn't say that I was really, really desperate.
Okay.
Yeah, because now I was getting help. And then during the holiday, I never carried ukubwa at home. Personally, yes. I used to go to earn. I would earn like the way
you could still go back to the coffee farms?
Yes.
Do some odd jobs?
Yes.
Tell me about, at that point, your involvement in... There's something that you've also mentioned, that you were a student leader.
Yes, I was a student leader. I was a senator.
You're a senator. And back in high school and primary school, were you also a prefect?
Yes. In high school, my O level from 1 to form 4,
yes.
I was the demo captain.
All right.
Yes, at Kangaro, I was not a leader, but I was in the choir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I understand. I understand many traits about you.
In church, I was a leader.
Yes.
I was the youth leader all through. I mean, for the longest.
Okay.
Yes.
So, how many years are you in? It's called Siriba.
Siriba Teachers College. I was there 89, 90. I graduated. We were fast tracked. When they were transitioning the college to university, so we did a crash program. We did our diploma in 2 years, just a bit before, less than 2 years, not like the others which were doing 2 years.
When did you transition into Maseno University?
We left Nanti, and immediately they started transitioning it to now. We were the last group.
Oh, so you okay?
Yes.
Then your headmistress still requests for TSC to post you back to your original school.
She went to TSC and requested that I should be posted back there. So I actually got my teaching position again in the school, but this time as a trained teacher, not as an untrained teacher.
How much does your salary now change from
my
the
salary
3,000?
didn't change much. I think it's changed by around 400 shillings.
It was still a lot of money.
Then yes, it was a lot of money.
Yeah. It was still
I actually look at my pay slips today and I tell myself, how did we used to survive? Because we survived. Can I tell you what? Mm-hmm. We never struggled. I don't know. But we never struggled. Life was much, much easier. I guess the living standards were also not as costly as it is today. The 3,000 was 3,000, 4,000. Of course, the increment was coming, slowly by slowly every year. But I don't remember us struggling. We managed. Though, of course, food was in plenty. So food was not expensive, and I was near home, so I would go home and come with food. But basically, we managed.
I think one of the reasons it was relatively easy to survive that time is that food was readily available.
Yes.
Because if today from our statistics, we are saying that the average guy is spending like 30 to 40% on food alone. You've not even paid your rent. You've not commuted. It would understand, and maybe because back then things to buy were not as many.
Yes.
And the influences around you are also limited.
That's very true. That's very true. Because we managed without much struggles, and I would still have money to send to my grandmother and my grandfather.
So you finish Maseno, you come back to your old job.
Yes.
You're still with your boyfriend.
Yes, we continued.
I want, because I think there's nothing I will do an injustice to this story if I didn't talk about how you met this boyfriend and how it developed.
Interesting. Now, let me take you back to high school.
Yes.
Yes, when I was in high school for 5 and 6.
Kangaroo now.
Yes, Kangaroo.
Yes.
We had very, very strong Christian union. So our Christian union leaders were very, very senior people. Those are not people that, just like the way you look at pastors today, you can't just be calling out your pastor anyhow. So we had our Christian union chairman. Now, when I went to teach in this school, I happened to have gone to his space. That was his home. But while we were in school, I had never spoken to him. He was too senior for me to have reached him. I was only a choir member. He was the CU patron. The CU chairman was a very executive person.
Yeah.
I couldn't reach him. So I go to his space. And of course, as kama kawaida, I went and caught myself with the youth. I went to church and I was with the youth, and the people in the village were talking of that. There is a new teacher who is in this school and she's really teaching the youth, she's singing with the youth, she's doing what, and she came from Kangaroo. Okay? So what got word that there is somebody from Kangaroo who has joined the youth.
Yes.
And is doing 1, 2, 3, 4. So him that time, he was teaching also in some place. So he decided to pass by and see this Kangaroo girl. And he came, found me. Oh, of course, for me, I was excited and humbled to be visited by my CU chairperson, chairman.
Yes.
Excuse me. Those days, the chairman was chairman. So he visited me, of course, fellowship, and he went home. Another day, when he is coming home, he passes by, goes to his home, and Akilundi, when going back to work, passes through my school. We just meet in the staff room, and before we knew it, there was some friendship that was growing. Not dating, but friendship that was growing. And now I am no longer looking at him like my chairman, but I'm looking at him like my brother in the Lord now. You see?
He has become human.
Yes. He's my brother in the Lord.
Yes.
He's teaching in some school, I am teaching here, and we became friends. And of course, life moved on, and before I could actually leave to college, we were already sure that we were now dating, and we were at some point of our lives we will get married. Of course, those are not the days of bending down on your knees and you are saying, "Will you marry me?" Those things were not there. Those things came the other day. So that is how I got to meet him, and then after I left college in 1990. We now planned to get married, and we got married in 1991.
How was your communication process? He's on the side of Mount Kenya. You're on the side of Maseno.
Actually, I need to mention this now. There in between, he also transitioned. He left where he was teaching, and he went to work. He came to work in Nairobi with some financial organization. So we moved from Meru from Chuka, Meru to Nairobi. So communication then was by telegram.
For those of you who don't know, Telegram is not the application that you see. Telegram is the thing that you use to shorten words.
Yes.
I remember when my grandfather passed, my mom had to send a telegram to my dad, who was in Kisii.
Yes.
And that was my first interaction with the telegram.
Yes.
And it was efficient.
It's very efficient.
Yes.
So we were using a telegram and reverse call. Those are the days of booths. And I'll wait for calls on Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, and so we were blessed with 2 children, I thank God.
Before we get to the children, how long after college did it take for you now to make it official?
Or to get married?
Yes.
We got married in the first year, in the November of 1 year after. No, within the first year in November.
All right.
Yes. You see, we had already dated enough. We knew each other. We were serving God. We were serious Christians. We didn't want to mess up with life. So there was really nothing to wait for. I was already trained and a professional teacher. And he was ready to get married. And
yes.
So we got married.
Then the following year you had your firstborn?
No, yes, the following year we got our firstborn in 1992.
Yes. And
then in 1995 we got our secondborn.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I left Chuka and I got a transfer to Nairobi. When I got married, I got transferred to Nairobi, and that's how I went to Nairobi dance.
How so you get your firstborn when you're still in Meru?
Yes.
Then you're moving to Nairobi.
I moved with the baby when it's at Tondra. It's 1 week actually.
Oh.
I came to Nairobi with my baby 1 week old.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. So at that time now you're transferring to another school in Nairobi?
I am transferring so that I can come closer to the father of my children.
Was it a requested
yes,
transfer?
Yes, we did the request because now you see he's in Nairobi and
yes.
I'm at home and with a child.
All
so
right.
we came to I think not Nairobi, let me call it Kiambu because it's Meririki girls.
Okay. And you were at Meririki for how long?
I was at Meririki for a while, from 1992 beginning all the way to 2002.
Wow, that's 11 years. So I would imagine you had both your boys.
I got my two sons there.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. How was marriage like for you?
Marriage was fun. I really thank God. I had beautiful marriage. I would call it for 15 years. I have no regrets whatsoever. Though of course at the 16th year, 17th year, the 17th year I lost it. But for my first 15 years of marriage, by all standards, I would say I had a good marriage.
Parenting.
Yes.
Parenting, I know, is one thing that can make or break a marriage.
Yes.
Would you say it had a positive effect on your marriage, or it strained it a little bit?
No. Now, surprising enough for us, we never had issues with parenting. The reason we didn't have issues with parenting is I was a very present mother. Present in that I lived in the school environment, the schoolhouse, that's where I was teaching, and my children grew up with me. I was there. I was physically present, not just present, but yes. I was present.
Yes.
In fact, the way the school is done, my house was in a car place like this, and the blocks were down here. So if my child cried just a bit, not even crying, that one of mtoto anaongea, the child is just trying to talk.
Yes.
The girls would look at me, that one of your baby is talking or your baby is crying.
Yes.
So I was present.
Right.
And the fact that I was so present, the father didn't have a problem playing his role as a father. Because when it comes to play his role as a father, he wasn't doing it from a desperate position. Where he's doing it, the mother is also absent. So I wasn't an absent mother. Was very, very present. He was also available as a father. And for us, parenting was not a challenge.
Awesome.
Yes, I would say.